Hello and welcome to another edition of the 2019-2020 registration training. Today's topic is going to be focused on coach compliance for New Jersey Youth Soccer's 2019-2020 season. And we will be detailing the requirements for both travel and recreation coaches, where they can upload their documents, what the approval process looks like to get them on the field, how to view the documents, and then ultimately printing coaches' passes inside of club and league so you can distribute them to coaches and get them on the field with our players. So first, to tackle the travel coach requirements, since 2010, this concussion training from our accepted providers, CDC, Heads Up, or NFHS. Safe sport training, this is that sexual abuse prevention training that comes on the heels of federal legislation mandating this to combat sexual abuse inside of sport. The third is our coaching education, which is a minimum of a state certificate or formerly the NJYS F license. And this can also be any U.S. soccer coaching license aside from the goalkeeping certificate. And then clear a New Jersey Youth Soccer background check. The only new requirement here is the safe sport training. All of these other things should have been done in years past. The club administrators certainly signed off that they were doing these things in years past. So really the only new thing here is that safe sport training and the fact that it's being uploaded to the coach's profile. From there, our recreation coach requirements look very similar. We still have that concussion training component from the CDC Heads Up Prevention or NFHS. Safe sport training, which is that new requirement again, and then they have to clear a background check, either through the club's own process where the club administrator certifies it, or through Stack Sports if you're using that method, and New Jersey Youth Soccer will then background check the coaches. Now, all of these documents ultimately go in a certain place within US Soccer Connect, and it's important that they get uploaded to the proper location so the district commissioner can properly verify them without any additional delay or lag time. So the first one up that's been the most confusing based on the feedback that we've received is where the coaching license goes. Regardless if you've taken a U.S. Soccer coaching course through the Digital Coaching Center or now the Digital Learning Center, you still have to upload a PDF of that certificate into the safety certificate area. The name of this is expected to change soon. However, right now that document area is called safety certificate, and we ask that the coach's license be uploaded there. Concussion certificate is going to go in the concussion training area, and then safe sport certificate is going to go in the abuse prevention slot. Safe sport certificates do not get uploaded to the safety certificate area, as any coach who has taken safe sport understands that it's geared towards sexual abuse prevention, therefore it goes under the abuse prevention area. There have also been reported issues about coaches not being able to view their documents once they've uploaded it. For example, this is really isolated to the coach that takes the training, takes the safe sport training through their US Soccer Connect account, and they would like to view the certificate after they've completed. They can view the certificate in the safe sport training themselves, but US Soccer Connect will not collect that certificate. Instead, just the information that the course has been completed. The documents have to be uploaded in the correct location. Otherwise, New Jersey Youth Soccer is going to delete these documents until that coach puts in the correct item. So it's really important that as a club administrator, when you see these coaches have submitted something, to just ensure that it's correct, to really streamline that process and stop any delays in getting coaches on the field. So some of the accepted coaching licenses here, you'll see that any New Jersey Youth Soccer coaching license is acceptable, except the Y course is only applicable to recreation. The U.S. Soccer national licenses and grassroots courses are also acceptable, online or in person. And then any out-of-state licensed course, for example, with other state associations that are affiliated to U.S. Youth Soccer, EPA or Eastern New York, for example. Not accepted here is a U.S. Soccer goalkeeping license. The Rutgers safety card is not an accepted coaching license document. Neither is CPR AED training, first aid training, or any United Soccer Coaches Certificates, NSCAA, or U.S. Club Injury Prevention Cert. This has to be coaching education, and ultimately all of those pieces of coaching education meet the Little League law requirement. Accepted concussion education, again, the two providers are the CDC Heads Up and NFHS Head Injury Prevention. Although the not accepted certificates might have had some training on concussion awareness and prevention, they're not accepted providers for New Jersey Youth Soccer. So the Rutgers Safety Card, First Aid, CPR, AED, coaching licenses, Safe Sport, or U.S. Club Injury Prevention Cert, which we commonly see uploaded, are not accepted documents for the concussion education. The accepted sexual abuse prevention is only from the U.S. Center from Safe Sport. Safe Sport completion certificate is accepted, or the refresher course. The completion certificate must say Safe Sport trained on it. If it does not say Safe Sport trained or say Part 1 refresher, the document will be removed. What's not accepted here, again, Rutgers Safety Card, but the individual certificate from each part of completion. So when you complete Part 1, the sexual misconduct awareness, it provides you a certificate. Same thing for Part 2 and 3. Those certificates by themselves don't indicate completion of the entire course. Therefore, we don't accept them in this area. We only accept the certificates that say Safe Sport Trained. And this is just a sample of it. So this one says Sexual Misconduct Awareness Education. That is a not accepted document, whereas you'll see in this next one, although an older version, it says Safe Sport Trained on the bottom. This indicates completion of the entire course and will therefore be accepted by New Jersey Youth Soccer. So where to upload these documents? We receive a lot of questions in the office of how do I upload my documents or where do I go? So you're going to use the member login area on your New Jersey Youth Soccer registration site. That's your NJYSlive.com registration website. Every single club that registers through US Soccer Connect in New Jersey has access to this site and is registering their coaches there already. There's a member login feature in the top right-hand corner where they can go, view their profile, and then upload the certificates to the correct area. There's a separate education video on that, and we recommend that distributing that to your coaches under our Coach Document Uploads web page on the New Jersey Youth Soccer site. So it's important to know that you're not uploading these documents on njyouthsoccer.com, which is our website. If you were to go there, you'll notice that we have a member login page that tells you exactly where to go if you're trying to upload compliance documents to receive an adult pass. And you can click on the Find My Club button, and that's going to provide you a list of every registration site from New Jersey Youth Soccer's US Soccer Connect system. So for example, if we click on ACM here, you'll notice it takes us right to that link where we can click on Member Login and sign into the account that they've already registered for the 2019-2020 season for. So now we're going to go through the process of actually printing the coach's pass. This involves a couple layers of verifying and approving documents and ensuring and auditing that these documents have actually been approved. And most of this is automatic except for the physical upload of the documents themselves. So once the coaches have done that, they're assigned to a team. As a club administrator, your passes and rosters can only be printed after requesting team activation and the carding printing rules have been met. So with that, team activation is our system that enforces registration compliance for our players. It audits the team to make sure that the players aren't on more than one roster. And then we have a set of card printing rules. So when you go to generate a pass, if the card printing rules have not been met, you'll see an error displayed and you won't be able to print that pass. And we're going to detail what they are. So first, we'll touch on requesting activation. This was a part of our general webinar that we've distributed to many clubs. You request team activation on that teams page in US Soccer Connect. So in your tree on the left-hand side, you can select the team and then click Request Team Activation. It's a blue button that looks just like this. When you click it, it only takes about 10 to 15 seconds to audit through the team. It checks every single player's ID against other IDs in the system to make sure they're not dually or tertiarily registered. And then from there, once your team has been approved, the status will show automatically. A lot of times we'll say, I requested team activation, but my coaches still aren't approved. Do I have to do anything else? No. So once the coaches register and upload their documents, you don't even have to request activation before those documents can be approved. It all happens one and the same. Requesting activation really is that last step that you want to take before you move to print your passes, because once you request the activation, it's going to lock a couple of other things in, as we've detailed in some of our other webinars. So to answer the common question, requesting activation is not going to then push the coaches on or push the players on to be approved. All it's going to do is audit the players that you have right now and see if they're on another roster somewhere else. Where the enforcement of some of the card printing rules comes in, for your players, it's really geared toward age ID verification and whether or not they have a member photo. If all of the players on the team have those two pieces completed and met, then you'll be able to print the player cards no problem. For your coach requirements, this is where we see a lot of people still questioning, how come I can't print these passes? So all coaches have to have their coaching education, also known as safety certificate, approved by New Jersey Youth Soccer. All coaches also have to have their concussion education approved and their safe sport training approved. So notice that approved is highlighted here. A lot of people will say, I've uploaded my document, I still can't get my coach's passes, or I uploaded my document yesterday and there's still no action. They have to go through the same process as the player's birth certificate verification, where an actual human user is going through, looking at that document, determining if it meets our criteria, and then approving that document. Once all three of those documents have been looked at and approved for that coach, and they're assigned to a team, have a clear background check, and a member photo uploaded, they can print a pass. I always say, when you kind of think about it, it's the things that we've always been doing, but now it's just being enforced in a different way. So coaches should have always had, for travel, should have always had their coaching education looked at by their club administrator and on file. So they shouldn't have received a pass without that. Concussion education, same thing. They would have had that, and the club administrator certifies it to New Jersey Youth Soccer. Now we've added the safe sport training, but they always needed a cleared background check, and they, of course, always needed a photo on their pass. So these are things that were always implemented and always done. The difference is the verification by New Jersey Youth Soccer to alleviate some of the work on club administrators who have to collect those documents, verify those documents, hold on those documents, and sign off that coach is actually, that all of their coaches are in compliance. So this actually serves as a member benefit, while understandingly it's a new process, might take some time to become accustomed to. It is something that is beneficial in the long run to ensure a safe and fun environment for all of our players. So once those card printing rules have been met, you can go ahead and print the cards. And I'm going to demonstrate how to do that now. But first, we want to go through a quick demonstration on how to actually view coach documents. So we'll start with our common errors first. When we go into a team and we look at our team assignment, a lot of times a club administrator will say, well, the coach still has a red do not enter sign. They have a cleared RMA status. They have, everything looks to be good from this screen. Well, this actually has to do with member age ID verification. If you look here, it's going to say for our players, member verified. That indicates age ID verification for a player, and the same for a coach. New Jersey Youth Soccer, for obvious reasons, doesn't age ID verify a coach. However, this function is still available through Stack Sports, as some state associations do. So if this is really bothering you, you don't want to see it be red anymore, you want an indicator that it's green, you can click on that dot, scroll all the way down, and check age ID verified. However, I wouldn't recommend doing that because it stays with them for every registration they have in the rest of your system. So next year, it's going to be green when they register again. But really, this dot, let me clarify one more time, has absolutely nothing to do with any of the risk management statuses. This cleared has to do with their background check. So what are we then looking at? How do I see all these documents and what approval statuses? So you're going to go all the way up to Find, select the Coach tab if it's not already been selected, and you can scroll down and see any of the assigned coaches on that team. and see their document statuses. So if we scroll all the way over to the right, you're going to see we have these colored dots that indicate different levels of approval. So from the dots here, they're all green. The only one that does not have to be green is the photo. That can be yellow as long as something is uploaded. But for the remaining three, we have our safety certificate, we have our concussion certificate, and we have our safe sports certificate. If I click on that dot, it's going to load the certificate for you as a club administrator to view. If the dot is gray, it means there's absolutely nothing uploaded there, or it's been removed by New Jersey Youth Soccer and action is still required. If the dot is yellow, it means that it's submitted to New Jersey Youth Soccer, it's been uploaded, but it is still pending verification from a district commissioner. If you have a need the coach's pass urgently, you can then reach out to your district commissioner and ask for them to do the verification of the coach, similar as the process has always been with players. However, as I'm sure you can imagine, there's about 30,000 documents that are coming into New Jersey Youth Soccer, and we've committed resources to be able to manage that as quickly and efficiently as possible. But if you do need those passes, don't hesitate to reach out and contact us to assist you. So with that, you've now viewed all of these documents are correct. We're going to go back to that team and we can generate the pass because that's the only coach on the team and that coach has met all the requirements, even though this red dot still says that he's not verified because it has nothing to do with the actual risk management side. So to print our pass, it's the same process as usual. We have the team selected on the left. We'll go up to members, print member cards. From there, we can select 2019-2020 travel coach pass. That test option is going to go away, I promise. We're working on it. However, if you're trying to print a test pass, you'll just receive an error and nothing will happen. So you'll select travel coach pass and select print. It's going to then generate all of the coaches' passes for coaches that are in compliance. You can print that right from the browser. So if you want to print them and laminate them and send them out, you can do that. Just select your printer. Or for some clubs, there's always been the question of, I want to just send these out right from here, but it doesn't generate a PDF anymore. You can do the same thing if you're in Google Chrome. Select your printing destination as Save as PDF. If your pass doesn't have these colored lines on it, it just has the text, we recommend reaching out to us at New Jersey Youth Soccer. There might be something displaying wrong in your browser. So really, for printing your pass, it's the same as usual and relatively simple. You just have to click Control P or print. So now that you've gone ahead and generated the pass, what you can do now is distribute them. I want to just cover the result that you'll get if, for example, there's coaches that have errors or there's no coach assigned to the team, as with this case. So in this case, we only have a player, but there's no coaches, but you'll get the same error. So if we go up to members, print member cards, coach will receive an error that tells us that the members we selected didn't meet cart printing rules set by the association. This error appears if the coach that's assigned to the team doesn't have their documents approved by NJYS. And then you would take this error, you would close out of the window, we would go back to Find, select the Coach tab, and view that the document status is ultimately still needed or required approval. In this case, there's no coach there, but that would be that process. So with that, we'll enter our conclusion and resources part of this seminar. So we really continue to encourage coaches and club administrators to utilize njyouthsoccer.com/pathway to play, as it has the most up-to-date resources for these methods of printing passes and coach compliance. We understand this is an area that is new and entails change, and we're committed to ensuring safe environments for all of our players. With that, we would like to thank you for the time and effort that you're putting in to watch this today to ensure a smooth transition into this area of coach compliance, as well as all of the work you have put in so far to register players and will continue to do throughout the remainder of the season. We wish you the best of luck as we enter the end of summer tournaments and fall leagues, and we encourage you to contact us with any questions. Thank you again for your time, and all the best.